All this week, we are talking prom on TMS, and as the school year comes to an end, celebrations begin with prom just around the corner.
All right, but it's those celebrations that can leave some parents a little wary, especially about those post-prom parties. And here with the Parents' Guide to Prom is parenting expert Shantelle Bisson is back with us on the morning show. Good to see you. Good morning.
Great to be with you guys again. I love it.
All right, let's dive in, because in the lead up to prom, let's talk about how we maybe initiate some discussions regarding prom night and what our grads may or may not encounter.
Well, we have 3 daughters, as you know, and we had one that wasn't a fan of going to prom. She didn't know if she wanted to. And then we had another that had a big social group and was excited for it. And our youngest was on the fence, a little bit in the middle. So I think what we need to do as parents when it comes to traditional excursions, such as prom and events, is talk to them, have a conversation, start a conversation with them now about, like, what do you think? How are you feeling? What do you want to do? Have an open dialogue about the prom.
All right, we should be doing this weeks leading up, not maybe the night before?
Yeah, absolutely not the night before. Not that, well, first off, because girls like to get their dresses in order. But no, you know, start these conversations, and also start the conversations around, you know, alcohol and intoxication and what to do in those situations if things get out of hand and they feel nervous or anxious or feel like they've gone beyond, or they're in a situation that they feel like they can't back out of. Start having those conversations now so that they always have an extra strategy should things go.
Okay, and how did you and Yannick handle that? Did you guys set boundaries, or did you sound collaborative? How did you gauge this and go about it?
Well, we were really lucky because, like I've said before in the past, we always were aligned on how we talk to the girls and our boundaries and our house rules and whatnot. So we, from a very young age, we weren't the kind of parents that like made things taboo. We didn't make things like so bad that the girls couldn't be open about it. And that was specifically around alcohol. You know, we'd watch some parents who were like, alcohol's completely off the table. And then, you know, oftentimes those are the kids that had too much because they didn't know how to self-regulate, or even have the power to say no. So we always had that open dialogue around just being a regular kid. I mean, I remember, you know, I'm Gen X, so I remember what we got up to when our parents thought we were doing other things. So there was always open conversation so that our girls felt safe to be able to ask us the hard questions, or maybe the questions like they felt like they were overhearing, or friends were starting to talk about, all right, well, I'll bring this and I'll bring that and I'll hide this and I'll hide, you know, so allow your kids the space to be like, I can talk to my parents about this, and they're going to not get mad, and I'm going to still be allowed to go to prom.
Right. Okay, so that's the discussion and prom itself. Just in our final minute here, let's also talk about parents and how they can manage their own anxieties regarding all of this.
Well, it's really important that as parents that we don't bring our past forward and our own teen experiences onto our kids and assume that they're going to have same lived experiences, right? So that's the first thing, is you leave yourself outside of the conversation and outside of the situation. Be there for your child. Like, act like it's the first time ever about prom. You know, give them the opportunity to build their own lives and their own experiences and make their own decisions, because some kids maybe don't even want to go to prom and they feel like they have to, and they feel like they can't tell you, I don't even want to go to prom. Like, it's not even of interest to me, and because they feel hung up on having to do the right thing by their parents. So again, it's just like, be honest with your kids and give them that space to just like be authentically themselves and speak from their own desires, wants, and wishes, rather than, oh, I know my parents really want me to relive their high school experience and want me to go to prom.
Well, and that's the thing, like my Kate is saying she's going to go without a date. A lot of her friends have dates, but she says, I'm fine, Mom. I don't want a date. I don't want to babysit anyone. I just want to roam. And I'm like, now I'm used to the idea, and yeah, sure, you know, I got to get on board, and why not?
Well, and this is the thing, and I'm actually doing, I'm hosting an event on May 3rd about the art of the pivot, because as parents specifically, we're so stuck, and we're like, we're rigid. You know, and it's like, if you're going to be a parent, you've got to learn to pivot. You've got to learn to be able to go with the flow that your child is in, not your own expectation of how you want your child to be.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Shantelle, thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good luck to all you parents at home. And remember, we want to have your prom photos. Anyone in the family's prom photos, send them to us. We'll put them on at the end of the week. Send it to @morningshow.ca.
This portion of the morning show is brought to you by Tip Top. Visit in-store or tiptop.ca to get prom ready.